Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, Thursday, here by myself all day. Rafa was off, Jacob couldn't make it in. So, got some things done here. Spent a long time this morning moving cars around and doing a few things, and I had to run out to Wolfsburg West. So, this morning was not the most productive day ever, but like I said, I did move some cars around, and the regulars on the channel know that normally sitting right here is the turquoise 64 bus. That's over at Octavio's now, getting the final touches on its interior. So it's getting the carpet in the back, so on a bus that's back here in this section here. And then that bus is a walkthrough, which means there's, just like it sounds, there's a passage between the two front seats instead of a bench seat like this. So Octavio is doing all the upholstery work in the walkthrough section there. There's some trim and stuff like that. It's going to look bitchin'. So you guys will probably see that tomorrow night when I do the video. I think he said he's going to finish it up tomorrow. What I did do, though, was I worked on the 67, the new project here that just came in literally yesterday. So yesterday, I had the motor almost ready to pull. Pretty much the only thing left this morning was let's see, what was left this morning? I think the fuel line might have been left, and then the two top engine to transmission bolts. So the two that go there, I had taken the bottom ones out already. They're not really, they're kind of not really holding the motor in as far as removing the motor, since they're on the bottom. But the top ones, I wanted to wait until I had a jack supporting it and was ready to actually take it out. So yeah, pretty much pulled those two nuts today. The fuel line from the hard line there to the filter, pulled that, and then motor came out pretty easily. Did it by myself. Probably had it out in I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes. It did fight me a little bit because of that header, but not too bad. Came out pretty easy, pretty smooth overall. So tomorrow I will get this thing up on an engine stand. I think I have one engine stand that's available, and then strip it down to a long block, and then over it will go to Roth Vintage. Have him go ahead and rebuild this up. I believe it should be a 1500 single port. I think the owner was saying that he thought that at some point the motor was upgraded to a 1600. Who knows with these motors? I haven't even really checked the engine case number yet on this to see if it's likely to be the original motor for this car. But I'll probably do that just for shits and giggles. It would actually be very cool if this was the original motor for this car. By the way, the car is an early 67 based on the number on the speedometer, and then also based on a conversation with Richie over at Wolfsburg West. We were talking about this car, and I think I gave him the VIN number, at least the first 6 digits or so, and he indicated it is an early 67. And so one thing that means that this was new to me. So according to Richie, everyone says 67s had unique bumpers. Well, rear bumpers. Well, apparently that was only true for the latter half of the 67 model year. So what I'm talking about is how these overriders, instead of being horizontal and then going down, they actually pretty much from the support there, they're angled some. And it's to clear the deck lid, which got a little bit wider at the bottom on 67s. And so apparently what happened was, Richie and I sort of speculated, was that they changed the deck lid first for 67 and started making cars with the regular bumper like all the previous ones it had. And we're guessing that customers were probably coming back complaining that the deck lid was hitting the overriders. And so we think what Volkswagen did then was mid-year, based on that feedback, they changed those overrider tubes to kind of cut down more and give more clearance basically in that area there for the deck lid. And then in 68 they just totally changed the rear bumpers anyway. So Yeah, apparently it was a mid-year change for 67. So this car, technically being a very early 67, would have not had the 67 only bumpers that have more of an angle in here. So this style bumper is correct for this car. I may go ahead and hunt down the correct overriders for it and replace these bumpers. Anyway, these are just Brazilian aftermarket bumpers. These are nothing really worth saving, but apparently, again, my pal Richie over at Wolfsburg West thinks you can take their reproduction bumpers, which are really nice, by the way. It's what we put on everything, and then swap in an original pair of 67 overriders, the one that have that different angle there, and that they'll basically bolt right on to the nice new Wolfsburg West reproduction bumper. So be a matter of finding those two overriders for a 67 and then having them re-chromed and then pretty much bolting them on. So anyway, that's a lot of talk about bumpers, but I know a lot of people are kind of little fanatical about 67s and some of those details, and that was new to me, that it wasn't the whole year in 67. But I trust Richie, and if he and his sources say that's how it was, then I have no reason to doubt it. So kind of cool little detail. But yeah, this one would have not had those bumpers that everyone's so obsessed with. Anyway, so pretty much got the motor out today, pulled the tail lights, pulled the the trim and stuff off here, pulled the license plate light, the latch. I think that's about it on the back end. And then I moved to the side of the car, just popped the trim off, no big deal there. Pulled off the front turn indicators, the front lights, the little grills, all the trim, handle, and pretty much started yanking out all the electrical on here. So got out all the switches, the speedometer, the radio, pulled out the ashtray, the glove box. Pretty much got this all stripped. Obviously still some wiring in here that I'll probably cut back and then use it to pull the new harness eventually. But yeah, for the most part, this will be all cleaned out. And then I think tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and yank out the gas tank, pull these things out. What else? And then I'll probably move to pulling out windows and interior and running boards and stuff like that. And then at that point, this thing will be about ready to start some body work. So that's kind of exciting. We're moving fast. We like to move fast around here, so not wasting any time getting this thing going. So anyway, I think that is it for today, guys. Appreciate you watching, and we will see you again tomorrow.